Guys, welcome to my channel, and my name is Nisha, and I wanted to talk to you about some differences in lifestyle between UAE and Canada. I have lived in UAE now for about 6 months, so I kind of have a little bit of an idea about the cultural differences and a little bit of lifestyle differences. So let's start with the gym scene. Not that I'm big gym rat or anything like that, but there are males and females gyms here are different. So men cannot, of course, use women's gym, and women can use men's gym. So it's like a one-way ticket to fitness. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is the Facebook Marketplace. It's going to sound very like silly, but in Canada, I used to score a lot of amazing secondhand finds on Facebook Marketplace. It was like a treasure trove of like cool stuff that people were bored of and wanted to pass on. But here in UAE, it's a different story. The secondhand market is not very strong. The Facebook Marketplace is not as active. When you do visit it, you'll realize you're dealing with a lot of actual merchants. So you're paying pretty much like full price for what they would be selling it for to anybody else, actually. So instead, they have something called a Debizel, but I haven't come across the same variety of goods that I'm used to finding in the Canadian secondhand market. It's a bit of a bummer for an expat like me who loves her deals and loves thrifting and everything. Also, no value village here, so that's a problem. Of making friends, because when you come here on your own, you actually don't know anybody, and it's quite important to have some sort of a support system. It's surprisingly, this is much easier here, even though I know it's like it's UAE and Canada is known to be super friendly and all of that. But I think here people have moved on their own, and everybody is looking for friends, and nobody has like a pre-built support system here. So I have a group of like girls who I hang out with, and it's so easy to have house parties, and now we've made like a WhatsApp group, so we're all on it together, and we're like, hey, what's going on today? What's going on Friday? So like even today, I'm going out with some bunch of girls, and we're having house parties. So it is quite surprisingly very, very easy actually to make friends here because everybody else is also kind of new, and they don't have a built-in support system from like the high school days or from college days or whatever, and that kind of works in your favor. So it's much more easier to make friends here. The next thing I want to talk about is renting. In Canada, we used to paying the first and last month's rent, but in UAE, it's a bit more complicated. Most of the time, you have to pay quarterly, which can be a bit tough if you haven't saved up enough. And here's another twist. When your tenancy agreement is close to a year, they'll ask you if you want to renew for another year. So it doesn't automatically go into like a month-to-month thing like we have in Canada, but it's mostly like a year renewal that you should basically consider your financial situations at that point. I also want to talk about the shopping experience. In Canada, returning products was a breeze, whether it was a Dyson vacuum, a dress, and even makeup products. But and if you don't like it, just return it. So it was that simple. So buying did not require too much like pre-planning. But here, if you've taken it out of packaging, you're stuck with it. There is pretty much very bad return policy. Stores like Zara, Lululemon have similar return policy. Like in Canada, 30 days return. I think H&M, on the other hand, might be 7 days return or something like that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, most of the stores, if you've taken it out of the packaging, you cannot return it. So that's something as well. But yeah, the huge malls here in UAE, and it's just a big shopping destination for sure. Another thing I wanted to touch on is that there's no WhatsApp calls or Instagram calls here. So when I first landed, I wanted to call my friends and I wanted to tell them I'm here. So that was something very, very interesting when I realized, oh my God, I'm not able to call. So you have to find different ways to connect. Next thing I want to talk about is the landscape. So Canada is all about jaw-dropping wilderness, majestic mountains and lakes that are legit like postcard material. On the flip side, UAE boasts skyscrapers that could reach the clouds, luxurious resorts, so it's like great for staycation and it's like amazing like that. They've got beautiful beaches and it's completely unreal. The next thing I want to talk about is celebrations and festivals. Canada, we go crazy for Stanley Cup playoffs, where hockey fans transform into wild beasts, waving their team's flags and filling the arenas with ear-shattering excitement. It's like a rock concert on ice. Over here in UAE, the spotlight shines on glorious festivities of Ramadan. The city transforms into a mesmerizing spectacle with stunning light displays and bustling bazaars and aroma of delicious traditional dishes are shared during the entire time during iftar and everything. I had the privilege to go into one of the iftar events and things like that, and it was like amazing to see everybody gathered together and everybody eating together. So the whole month is like a massive celebration. It's quite fun. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about was the leisure activities. Canada, we have our own unique flavors. Canada outdoor activities reign supreme. We are all about hiking, skiing, immersing ourselves in nature's playground. You have national parks, paddling through pristine lakes. It's pretty much the norm during the summer. So it's great for somebody who loves adventure, like outdoor adventures. Now in UAE, it's all about indulging in luxury and entertainment, from world-class shopping malls to thrilling theme parks. So UAE offers a dazzling array of experiences, but I feel it's more indoors. Picture yourself sipping coffee at a trendy cafe, or hitting the slopes at an indoor ski resort, or enjoying, maybe sometimes enjoying like a desert safari once in a while. So it's more indoors, whereas Canada is more outdoor stuff. So let's talk about weather. Oh my God, this is the reason I left. Oh my God, it was like so cold, and the Canada cold is brutal. It's never ending. Also, I can go on. I'll be a true Canadian who can go on about about the weather. I have lived in Yukon for a bit, and I walked out with wet hair. To go to my neighbor's home, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna quickly go there, and whatever. I was taking off my shoes once I reached there. My hair was wet, remember, and it just turned into ice, and I couldn't move it. So that's how cold Canada can get, like in Yukon. That's an extreme story though. But in UAE, get ready for sunshine all year long. It's amazing. It's like 3 months of really hot summer, and then it's like tolerable summer for another 6 months, and where you want to take a drink and sit by the pool and things like that. And from November to March, it gets pretty cold. So there you have it, guys. Some truly bizarre and intriguing differences between Canada and the UAE, from gym etiquettes to online marketplace to renting quirks and return policies. These countries are truly different, from weather to lifestyle to tradition. Even the size of the homes are much bigger here in UAE, and for the same price that you pay in Vancouver and Toronto, you can get a much bigger place. So if you're here, try to enjoy the differences, and also follow me on social media. If you have any questions, put that down in the comment section. I'll be so happy to respond to you guys, and happy exploring. Bye.